everybody. I'm doing a Zodiac energy reading for Cancer for the month of January. I hope you're all doing well. I'm going to go ahead and relax here and get tuned in. This is going to be a little mini message with energy, healing, and wisdom for you for the month of January. So let's see what we discover. All right. It's peaceful right now. There's really big puffs of snowflakes. Like these snowflakes are like big cotton ball puffs coming down from the sky. And there's light here. It's not nighttime. It's a cloudy sky, but the sun makes the sky kind of glow. The big puffs of snowflakes glow. And the ground is covered in snow. It's a winter wonderland. Now this is complicated. I reach out to touch a snowflake and my hand just goes through it. And I reach out and I touch the ground, but my hand just goes through the snow here. So I can't actually touch anything in the scene. It's beautiful to look at, but I can't actually have it all to myself. I can't even feel present in this beautiful scene, other than what my eyes show me is as close as I can get. But I see, Cancer, you're still standing here thinking about a way to allow this scene to become a part of your life, something surreal and beautiful. It's about nature and nature landscapes. There's a wintry vibe to it. You want to feel more present in the scene. You want to feel as though you are here. You want to touch the snowflakes. I'm going to start to show you reality. And reality is cold. It is beautiful, but it is cold. So when you touch these snowflakes, your hands are going to feel cold. And the snowflake is going to dissolve in your hand. And you're going to see plenty more of these snowflakes all around you. They're going to get in your hair and they're going to touch your nose. So let's make sure you have some gloves and a nice winter coat. So make sure that you're prepared for reality. Because this reality is beautiful, but it is a cold reality. And you aren't prepared for the cold. You aren't even prepared for this. It's too much of a fantasy. It's almost like you just want something beautiful to be real, but you don't want to take into account what that beauty actually... there's a reality to everything. There's a reality to it. It's not like the grass is always greener. We could say the grass is greener on the other side, but that's where we're sort of looking at... what we think is a better situation than the one that we're in. And sometimes we get lost in the fantasy of what it might be like, and then let's say we actually get that opportunity to be on the grass on the other side. There's going to be some things that we didn't expect from that. Could be better, but there's going to be some aspects to the reality that we weren't prepared for. And this scene isn't realistic. The snowflakes aren't exactly like these giant cotton balls. It isn't an environment you can run around naked in. You're going to get cold. I'm starting to understand where this is coming from. Something feels sad and unresolved in the heart here. And it feels like an innocent child. Almost a bit like the energy of being in shock. Because sometimes when you're in shock, a really scary situation can be almost like puffy and maybe even kind of euphoric. It's like you're disconnected from the truth of what's going on, and you're living in more in a fantasy, separated from the reality in order to help you psychologically cope. And there's something innocent though about it, like inner childlike energy. I see a Precious Moments type doll face, staring out a window looking at the snowfall, and there's some sort of meaningful poem is sort of being expressed from the heart. And it's sort of like a surreal theatrical moment, but it's not actually realistic. But it wants it to be. It wants it to be some sort of like a beautiful poem and a beautiful moment that is sad and disconnected, and it's sort of looking at a fantasy world. So there's this. This is what I'm being shown here. What is this numbing component? Because we got to get into the raw reality. And raw reality is okay too. Like it is breathtaking. But let's make sure we have our snow pants, right? It shows me the feeling that you can get when you could get carried away with like a new Netflix series. It's somebody else's pain we're watching here, somebody else's difficult situation that they're having to solve their own problems, and we see a span of even a lifetime, or a span of months and years, comfortably put together into a series of videos that we can relax and eat some ice cream and watch the show, right? So it helps us to have sort of a comfortable detachment from reality. But it's their pain. It's the show, the character. It's their situation. It's not our situation. But it gives us something. There's something is triggering the heart here to feel kind of like a sad meaningfulness, a longing for something more beautiful, but not living in the reality of what this is here. What this fantasy is sort of numbing the reality, and we need the reality. We really do need the reality more, because we need truth. We need it to be honest. If we aren't living in truth or honesty, we're living in a fantasy. We're living in the way that we want it to be, or we're dreaming it to be, or just tell me what I want to hear, like don't tell me the truth. It's not quite on that level where it has any kind of bitterness or anger to it. It is soft, it is comfortable, it is pretty. I find it is carried away with itself. It's taking it to a level where it's time now to look at reality. So that's what I'm being shown here. I'm going to stick with this for just another minute and see what else we can discover about this message. Because there's something about getting grounded as well. Something about the third eye and what you're choosing to see, what you're choosing to look at or not look at. I tell you, it's safe. I'm just simply circulating energy here around the third eye, on down to the heart, on down to the root chakra. We're just kind of circulating around here too, to help you feel activated, help you to look at the beauty, but the reality have to go hand in hand. For us to really appreciate the beauty, we have to understand the reality. Otherwise, we only appreciate the beauty for the fantasy aspects of it, not the reality aspects of it. Again, I'm having you, Cancer, or just kind of run in place a little bit, just to kind of help you feel your feet on the ground. I'm bringing spirit energy down into your legs here. Help you feel tuned into the real, okay? is something to pay attention to, okay? So this month of January, just think about how this message pertains to you in your life. There's some people that are going to be more in an extreme than another person, but there's a message here about how are we looking at the daydream, the fantasy, and how are we working with the true components of what is actually the reality of the way things work around here, you know? Drifting off into the fantasy or staying grounded in the real world. And just explore what about this message applies to you, and what about it, you know, we're all kind of processing the world today in our own unique ways. Cancer, this is the message that Spirit Realm wants to share with you. So I'll let you discover it for yourself, okay, from here. I will say I did like the puffy snowflakes. I did like that world, and I wanted it to be like that. Like I wanted to live in this sort of dream place. But I knew that it had to be a real place. Otherwise, I couldn't really appreciate it for all that it was, because it was too much of a dream. And so there's something to this for you. All right, I hope you enjoyed this message. Thank you so much for watching. If any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. I'm also I have two other YouTube channels. One is Abbey Normal, the other is Abbey Psychic Services, so you can check me out there. And then I'm also on Patreon at patreon.com/abbeynormalswisdomquest. Have a wonderful rest of your January, and thank you again for watching.